Now, plant awareness research. This has been a thing for the past 40 years, and since then, a lot has been done to make you aware of the impacts that plants have on humans, and in many ways that you may not have imagined. To shed some light on what plants do for us is Kevin Schlosser. Kevin, thank you for coming. Now, what exactly is plant awareness research?
Plant awareness research, wow. I guess it started about a half century ago. By a gentleman named Clive Baxter, and he was like a polygraph researcher, so he was studying with lie detectors. And he retired, and he had all of this knowledge of working with the polygraph machines, and somehow he hooked them up to a plant. And from that point on, he began to become aware that the plants were responding to whatever was happening in their environment, and he could monitor it with these polygraph machines. So that's kind of the beginning of it. And
it's incredible.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
And is he the one that managed to find out that plants can make music?
Well, so what they've done now is through this research, they found a lot of different ways that plants are all connected, how they respond to us, how they respond to what's going on in the environment. And to kind of bring this awareness out to people so in a way that we can understand, they took the polygraph machine and they added a MIDI player to it, which is like a sound converting machine. And so what it does is it takes the signal from the plant, from the lie detector test, and it converts it to sound. So the plant actually makes sounds using this machine.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's really something.
Yeah, we have an example of this to show the audience. So let's quickly have a listen.
Sure. Yeah.
Kevin, you were just explaining to me then how that works and how every time it plays it...
Oh, so it plays a different song for everybody in the room. Like whoever's in there, it's reacting to the actual environment of the room. So it never plays the same song.
So plants know we're there. Plants are communicating with us. Is this what you're trying to tell us?
Absolutely. They've done numerous studies, and plants are extremely aware, not only of individuals, of rooms, of environments, as well as they seem to have some sort of a memory pattern where they can recall certain people in certain environments and they react in a certain way.
What made you want to get into plant research?
Wow. Well, I was just studying awareness and consciousness, I guess, and it was just one of the topics. You know, it's really interesting. As you start to understand that everything around you is actually aware and is communicating with us, it kind of changes the way that we see the world. So.
And what else have you found through plant research?
Oh,
what other examples have you got for us?
How much time do we have?
About a minute and a half, actually.
Okay. Wow, what else do I have? I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of different research that we're doing, and I do talks in Jerusalem, and we kind of will spawn this plant awareness out into the idea that maybe everything around us is aware, and it's communicating with us, and we can see it in water, we can see it in the plants, we can see it all around. So I think what it's doing is really just trying to challenge us to see the world a little bit differently and to take on a different perspective of the world.
Absolutely. And what sort of other experiments have you taken part of? You didn't discover the music, but you know, you've been doing this research for a while now. What else have you been part of?
Wow. So we're doing other projects as well related to kind of awareness and consciousness, a lot of community-oriented things.
Yeah, talk to me about those.
So we have a project right now that we're looking at setting up kind of like a turnkey system for autonomous communities in the world. So we have a model in the Bet Shan Valley. It's a model community, and what it does is it just takes technologies from around the world, and we're showcasing a way that if individuals want to set up communities, you can go and you can set up a community that generates your own power, your own water, your own electricity, all of these components, so that you can be essentially off the grid. You don't have any bills, you don't have anything to worry about. You can move out to the community.
What a better way at looking at the world. I'm sorry to cut you off, but we do have to go out for a break. Thank you, Kevin.